I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kodash. I want to give double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Also to the hopeful elect men who on the highways and the byways preaching this truth week in and week out, day in and day out. To the remnant men, women, and children that's coming to this truth in this lateral end. We are the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanics, then the speckled bird. So you are who your father is. Also to our Father which art in heaven, his name is Yahweh, which means he exists. By Hashem, in the name of Yahweh Shai, is our Savior and our Deliverer, which the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And we waiting on Yahweh to give Yahweh Shai that green light, man, so that we can get out of here, you know, so he can be saved and delivered, you know, as Yahweh Shai's name is. Also to the Rakat Kodash, which give us that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do these epistles to edify the hopeful elect, man. Also Baba Kasha, Quartazaya, Wambabal, Quartazaya, Wambabal, Quartazaya, Wambabal. You know, shorten the days in Babylon for the elect's sake, you know. And, you know, I saw this video, I listened to it, Elder Malcolm, man, you know. It came to, I would just listen to it, and Shalakia, brothers, I'm at a park, so if you hear any background noise, man, it's Shalakia from the jump. But I remember when I first came into the truth, I was in two industries. I was in the IT industry. You know, I worked for one of the Silicon Valley companies. And also I traded stocks since 2010. So as I listened to this video of Elder Malcolm, he was speaking of this one guy, you know, that you see above, you know, speaking about 2008. Because when I came into the market, it started trading as a currency trader in 2010. And I remember that the Edomite that was teaching me, he was teaching me and even in 2010, he was telling me that every country in the world was bankrupt. And then we was hoping, and then, you know, when I was out in the world, I wasn't even in the truth then. I was hoping, and then that, you know, that the end, you know, the end would come. And I didn't even know, you know, about the truth. And as I was, you know, reading, and as he was teaching me, you know, these things, man, and listening to this video, it made sense. The Edomite, you know, he kind of told me, you know, a lot of things, man, you know, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of it. You know, I talked to my brother Maccabees a lot about it. You know, this is something that in my history that I had, that the Lord showed me the left-hand side of, you know, the knowledge of the left-hand side, the wickedness of how this country is ran. And also now that I'm in this truth, you know, on the right-hand side of righteousness, it makes sense. I'm just gonna, you know, we always go into Isaiah 24 and read a couple of scriptures, and I'm kind of, this basically is a testimony, man, based off of what Elder Malcolm was speaking of in his video regarding to this guy up here at the top, man. Let me get this real quick. Let's get this Isaiah 24:7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languish, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of Tabaret ceased, the noise of them that rejoice ended. The joy of the harp cease. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. And that's the time that we're getting ready to come in. Or this time we're already in, you know, it's in different cities, different states where it's worse, you know. As I was saying, let me continue. Isaiah 24:10 and it reads, it says, the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. And that's what you're saying. Basically what he was saying in his video, you know, the industries are starting to break down. And I remember when I used to work for IT company, you know, and basically what he was saying in here is like, you know, there was easily 6-figure jobs, man. The positions that I had, you know, as an inside sales rep, where, you know, you could make $125,000 a year, you know, in computer software sales, which is great money, especially here in Tennessee. But as that man was stating, you know, they brought the jobs from California to bring it to a lower income state, and pay us 50% of what that we were supposed to be getting paid. And I wanted to work myself up to being an AE, which is account executive, that'll make about $250,000 a year without bonuses. So you could make close to $500,000 a year if you get in that industry. But I remember to this day, I took a little trip. I got one of my bonuses and I flew down to Texas. That's when I first started getting into, the truth. And I flew down to Texas just to get away because those IT jobs are, they're stressful. So I took down there a couple of days, and I was coming out of the hotel, and I was hearing the brother, with a strong voice, like when we go on the highways and the byways. And I heard that voice, and it sounded like it was someone I knew. I heard it on the video, and I looked down, and it was the brother that I knew. And that brother, to this day, out of the Houston camp, I haven't seen him in a while, but his name was Taza Pa. And I kind of like went down there, I kind of walked at a fast pace. And I was like, hey man, shalom, shalom, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to watch your videos. And the brother's like, yeah, man, I'm about to crank it up, I'm about to talk. He was on the highway, he was on the corner of one of the blocks downtown, Houston. And I went too far from the Houston Astros Stadium where my hotel was at. And he was down there preaching on the other end of that stadium. And I was talking to him, and I was like, damn, man, I was amazed. It was like, because when you first come in the truth, it's like the men that can speak the truth and know the scriptures, man. It's like knowing who is Elon Musk in the world, man. These are as we always go into Sirach 44, those great men. And well, anyway, man, to make a long story short, I talked to him, man. And then after I left and I started doing all the stuff I was doing of the world in Houston, I think the Lord put it in my spirit to go on the highways and the byways. And I flew back to Tennessee. And, I was still trying to find a camp and trying to find myself in this truth. And it took a while, man. It took a while for me to do it. But, I finally got in the camp. But I remember also trading stocks and stuff, man. And I flew to Chicago. Man. That's why Elder Malcolm, at the time, it was in 2016, I remember. I was trying to, I was a Elam, Eastern Indian guy, wanted me to come up there and trade currencies with him. And, there was going to be a 6-figure job. But for some reason, I kept asking brothers, like of the truth, elder brothers, should I do it? Because, it was a lot of money, man. I didn't want to take away from me doing the truth. And I never, that was one of my dreams, to be 6 figures, 7 figures, fly around the world. And I was like, man, I want to do it, but, but they like, man, don't be over righteous, but also, can you do both? And I always, go back to the scripture when the Lord says, you can't love two masters, man. You love one and hate the others. You love the Most High, or you love Mammon. And so I kept going back and forth with it. But my point is, man, when you're looking at, when I went up there to Chicago, and I remember speaking to Ani, and he was Elam, and Maccabee was like, man, you got to get rid of them. You got to get away from them, from them heathens, man. And I was like, man, I didn't want to get to, because I was of the world, man. I like, man, I got to get away from all the friends, man. Elam, Esau, like, yeah, they're your enemy. And I didn't know at the time. It was hard for me to do. But it was one time where, the brother named, he was Elam in the Eastern Indian. And he was like, man, I would tell him one day we was going to be, we was going to be, the Israelite was going to be the rulers of this world. He's like, man, y'all ain't going to be no rulers of this world. He was like, man, just trade stocks and make money, man. Y'all, he said, I said, you see the brothers that be on the corner? And he was like, man, they crazy, man. They don't know nothing, man. They just bums. And I remember, I remember to this day, man, when they were saying that, like, they was bums. They was even called bums then, you know. And that's from the heathen nation. But the point is, man, you know, like I had told them, man, I said, man, that the dollar was gonna crash and that it was gonna be no more. So I bet you, I hopefully through the spirit, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, put to his remembrance the conversation that we had. In addition to that, when we get to the kingdom, that he'll see what I was telling him was the truth. And I wasn't all the way in, man. I wasn't all the way in the truth. I was still learning. You know, you still when you first come to the truth, like I said, it's like a merry-go-round. And you constantly, finding yourself, you know, until you find yourself in your lot, and then you finally do it. But after me saying all that in the testimony, man, it was, you know, basically what Elder Malcolm was saying in this video is the future is grim. And then you can see, you know, as I was speaking of, you know, these scriptures and the breakdown the city of confusion. You know, I want to kind of show you a couple things that I don't know if you brothers can see this, but this is what Esau had gave me, man. These are the numbers of this market, man. It goes all the way from 0 to 100, you know. And I knew that when the market couldn't close above, look, if you look up here at 37.50, you see here at the top where that blue line is. I'll put that blue line right there above it. 37.50 was basically what you do is take the decimal and you go right twice and you get the numbers. So you got 37.50, $370.50, or 3,750 cents, or 37,000. They all within the same range, right? So when I knew that it was selling off, it had to get 25% higher, and it never did. And the next support was 31.50. Well, okay, here's the numbers, man. Let me show you real quick. Shalakia. If you can see up here, I don't know if let me see if I can turn. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see 36 right here at the top. It got up to 37, you know, and it started selling off. It sold off. Let me show you the numbers. I don't know, the Lord had me in this industry for what reason, you know, maybe to show you brothers. And there it is, man. You see where it had 31,000. You see my arrow going down to it. What it did was bounce off that support. If you look on to your right of my screen, you'll see 31.25. Like I said, that's a support line. And so what it did, it went down. It went down twice. It went down on the green reversal signal. It went back up, went back down, and hit it again. So most time the market try to keep that support until it feel like you don't have nothing no more. Just like Elder Malcolm was saying, man. You know, it's always due into the Lord works in time, man. And Esau had to follow that same guideline. And that's why I tell my brother all the time, 37,000, 31,000, and then you see right here 25,000. You know, 25 you see right here, but you just move the decimal over and get 25,000, another support. If we can't hold the 27,000, we're gonna go 18, 75, 50, and then 12, and then so on. This the left-hand side wisdom, man. I mean, knowledge and wickedness. So don't take this, you know, as it is, bro. You know, I'm just trying to show you, you know, the industry that I was in and showing you how it works, man. You know, and as you can see, you know, you can see those numbers doing the same thing as the market, man. But, you know, with me being in this truth, I try not to dwell in the left-hand side like I do, but I did know the numbers, you know. But the thing that we know is the prophecy, man. And that's what I just gave you a few minutes ago in Isaiah, you know, chapter 24. But you see these things, man. You see the market, man. You see these numbers, man. You know, turning around. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things, man, make sense now. You know, when I first came into truth, And, you know, when I first started doing trading stocks, man, 414 call out about me out shop about you Kakadash. As you can see it, man, you can see these you know, you can see these numbers are coming to fruition, man, on the left hand side of wickedness. But the Lord has showed me through the scriptures and through prophesizing, you know, the reason why these are happening, man. The Lord is bringing a famine. The Lords are making this thing, like the brother did earlier, Elder Yashawamba, not Shlakia, not Elder Yashawamba, Elder Amawam, the Alabama GMS camp was speaking that the world is spinning faster, and the world is spinning faster based off of the Lord's prophecy, man. It has nothing to do with Esau's number, man, but he do it on both sides. You know, the Lord do it on both sides. Well, my point, man, I'm making this video, man, is just basically, you know, just getting this market down. Slacking not this market down, but getting these prophecies down. You know, because we're down to two prophecies, man. Like the brother was saying, you know, you got, you know, the mandating of the crown royal, and then it's gonna lead up to that the mandating of the CHIP. It's like a CHIP, man. You know, that's gonna be it, man. And then the World War III. You know, and hopefully our salvation to be here quicker than we think, man. But I just want to kind of like do a quick little video, a testimony on some of my experiences that I had, man. You know, Shalakia. You know, to Elder Malcolm's video, man. You know, let me just get it real quick, see.
Israel assisting the apostles and the elder bishops, you know, since that time, and then the following that they have, all right, and you know, the spread of this word around the entire globe, around the earth, man. All right, so the prophecies that we've been reading about and the things we've been wondering about, it's all here, from the new digital, you know, stamp to the famine, to the wars, to the race wars, all.
So basically, what, you know, Elder Malcolm was saying, he was like, you know, at the time when they was calling for, you know, the end, you know, I want to say around 2008, like, you know, a lot of brothers dropped off, but he said it was a shifting time. You know, they was sifting in that time. You know, and it gave another brothers to come in to be those leaders that you see to this day, and for other brothers to be underneath them to learn to become leaders, man. And so, you know, like I said, man, I was in both of these industries, and I wanted to kind of bring it out through a testimony and kind of going over, you know, the things that I had learned on the left-hand side as well as I have on the right-hand side, man. And I thank the Most High for taking me out of the world, because, you know, like I said, when you making six figures, you know, there's nothing in the world you can't really do. And it blinds you, man. And it took me a long time to be, you know, if it wasn't for the grace and the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I wouldn't have been able to understand. You know, the Lord brought me brothers to come around and kind of, teach me, you know, to wake me up, you know, through the Spirit, man, through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. But again, man, you know, that's all I wanted to do. Short video, kind of just going through some scriptures. You know, you know this time is coming. You know, let me see if we got anything else. I mean, you know, all the brothers know this chapter. You know, Isaiah 24. You know the future prophecy of Babylon. All right, it's the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean and dissolved. The earth is moving exceedingly. Hey, that goes back to what he was saying. You know, moving exceedingly, man. That's quick. Let's get this. Totter, shake, slip, to be shaken and be moved, be overthrown. Yeah, man. And that's the time we're in. Overthrow of Esau, Edom, man. And then the beginning of at the end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob. Let's just get that, man. Shalakia. Let's gotta get it. Second Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. And that's it, man. Like I said, let me read this again. Isaiah 24 and 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and that's the time, being at war, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Yeah, and Esau is done, man. Once Esau fall, our kingdom is coming. I just read that out of second Esdras chapter 6 verses 9, man. So with that being said, man, I just want to say, I hope you brothers was edified through this lesson. I want to say double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Also to the hopeful elect brothers who are preaching this truth week in and week out, day in and day out. Keep pushing, keep edifying for the sheep that's now coming in this truth, man. Just as I had to learn, I have to push forward that someone else who's below me understand this truth, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And to the hopeful elect, I want to say shalom. To the hopeful elect, shalom.